Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Ninja Knight. Make sure you like the video, make sure you share the video, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you. So today we have more reveals from the Hasbro Marvel Legends side of things, and I have to say the three guys that run Marvel Legends, especially on their social media, are three great guys. They are absolutely brilliant and they seem so invested and so interested in the line, and it's absolutely beautiful to see. Now Dan Young gave me the slip the other day on Twitter. I asked him point blank if there'd be more tiers to the Hasbro Haslab Sentinel. He said no. So fair play to Dan Young for keeping this one a secret. It must have been really hard for him to not spill the beans to the fans, and this looks really interesting. I'm looking forward to this. So Hasbro Pulse are saying, alert, alert, new Haslab X-Men Legends Marvel Sentinel tier detected. That's right, Marvel Legends fans, a new stretch goal has been added to the biggest Haslab campaign yet. If this project reaches 16,000 backers, we will unlock a new tier, the Troy Sentinel alternate head accessory. We must reach 16,000 backers before the 24th of the 8th, 2020 at 11:59 p.m. ET to unlock this uncanny new addition. Now let's get it done. So it's a new head with three alternate face plates. So the guys were saying in the stream that there's one here that has the kind of wiring underneath it. They said there's a second one here with kind of a speaker. It's very reminiscent of the animated series one. I would have loved a full-on animated series head sculpt, but I think this is as close as we're going to get maybe to it. And this one here then that has three repulsor cannons in its mouth. Now I have to say, I've said on my previous videos on my Haslab Sentinels that I'm really excited for this, and I think this is going to drive me over the edge and it's going to make me back it. I haven't backed it yet, so I think I might back it on Thursday, because with the alternate heads, the two figures that's coming with it, the two uh, tendrils as well too that's coming with the Sentinel, looks excellent. I would have loved blast effects for it, but I think obviously this is nice to have as well too. I did say in a previous video that I would have loved specific damage, so maybe something to say like, say, Wolverine's three claws slashing down through a face, or maybe something there to show that Cyclops' blast might fit into it, or even Colossus's hand maybe would fit into like a punching thing. I thought that would have been interesting. But here we have three. We have the head and has three alternate face plates. So I think this is really good. It looks really nice, and I'm looking forward to it. I think this Haslab has been a big success, and particularly with this Hasbro Sentinel, I think it's been a wild success for them. I think they're going to look more into it in the future. This is something now that got leaked last night, and I'm absolutely hyped for this. So we have Venom from the movie Venom, and it says, "I am Venom, and you are mine." Failed reporter Eddie Brock is hijacked by an alien entity that takes a liking to Earth and decides to protect it. Available for pre-order on Hasbro Pulse. So I'm looking forward to this one, and I love the design for this movie Venom. Now, obviously, I think I'm a little bit disappointed that this doesn't have hip rotation, a swivel at the hip. I'm kind of disappointed by that, but look, I suppose it is what it is, and we're getting this figure, and obviously I'm very happy to have this figure. Interesting to note that it does still have the pins in it. So from all the talk from the Marvel Legends team, there still is no pinless technology in some of these new figures, which I find is strange. So I'm not sure what book this is, or if this is a brand new book, but I like the sculpting as well too of the veins kind of on Venom. And then we see then that he has an alternate head of a smiling head. Now I think that head looks great. I think I would have loved a third head, and that would have been towards the end where, say, Tom Hardy's face is on one half of it and this half is opened up for the We Are Venom line. I thought that would have been nice to have, but maybe it could come down to likeness rights, or maybe it was expensive to get his likeness. I actually don't know. I think other than a Bane figure, I don't think they have had Tom Hardy do many action figures, so maybe it might be him that might not like to do these things. So we have a torso joint here which looks really nice, and again we have this kind of joint here as well too for the abs, so that's going to look interesting. It seems kind of similar to their G.I. Joe articulation, so we'll see how good the articulation is on this figure. It has alternate hands as we can see here, so it has fisted hands and it has grabbing hands as well too, which is really nice. And I seen another image as well too, this one here. So on the arms, there's no butterfly joint that's going in towards the arms, so that's a bit of an unusual one given that they've been heavy on the butterfly joints recently. So we'll see what happens with this one, but I'm absolutely in love with this. I love the tongue effect coming out of the mouth. I think this looks absolutely brilliant. For me now, this kind of throws up more questions. What are we going to see next? Are we going to see the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, which people want? Are we going to see the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man? Are we going to see more Sony properties? This for me kind of hints now that this may start creeping in now to the MCU, and I think maybe with this second Venom movie they might actually have more links to the next MCU movie. We've already seen that it seems like Adrian Toomes appears in Morbius, so they might be trying to connect this universe all together and then maybe create their own universe separate from the MCU. So we'll have to see how things go in this, but I'm absolutely delighted to get a Venom figure, and I hope that we get a Carnage figure as well too subsequently from this one, because we know that Carnage is going to appear in the next movie. We have another image then as well too here, and again, pinless technology not being used, I think it's kind of strange, but again, it might be an older sculpt, I don't really know. It says the symbiotes are dominating this Fan Force Tuesday in the new Hasbro Marvel Legends series Venom collection, with comic and movie inspired characters including Phage, Carnage, Morbius, Miles Morales, and Ghost Spider. Collect them all to create the Build-A-Figure Venompool. Now, Venom comes without a Build-A-Figure piece, and I think that's okay, because personally I think this is a kind of a weak wave. Look, I think the Venompool looks really cool, and if I can get the bits that come from, I suppose, Morbius, Miles, and Ghost Spider, I will end up building this. But I have to say, I have no real interest in those figures that I just named. I don't think they look great, and we'll go through and look at them now in a moment. Venompool looks as expected. It's nice, it's big, it's bulky. The head is really nice and very nicely sculpted. So again, I think the swords as well too look really nice as well. And it seems like we're going for a single jointed arm as well too here. So hopefully it gets a good flex, I suppose, in terms of articulation here. Looks like double jointed knees, which looks nice again, and we have all of the different Deadpool centric attire on him with his red and his black and his belts. So I think we've had with this kind of similar mold. I presume that this is coming from the similar Monster Venom mold. So I'd say he might, if it's the same mold, it might be a lot bigger, because of the obviously the swords and stuff like that. If it's a different mold, it could be obviously bigger or smaller than the previous Monster Venom. So it'll be interesting to see what way they do this. We have more images then of the other figures that come along. So again, there's another image there of Monster Venom, Venompool, and I think it looks really nice. I have to say the details on it really bring it out, and I think it'll stand nicely against the Mac Gargan Venom, the Eddie Brock Monster Venom that we've seen, and then Toxin. So Toxin is going to be coming out quite soon on the same book. So it does look very similar to the other ones. So it could be nice to stand amongst them and have a big massive Venom off, I suppose. So we have Carnage here from, it seems like it's from Maximum Carnage, and I think this looks outstanding. Now a lot of people I've seen online have criticised this mod and said, oh, it's lazy and it's a reuse. It isn't, because all of the black sculpt that's on here is actually raised away from the red plastic. So this looks to be an all new, brand new sculpt. So this looks really nice, and I think it might, I wouldn't be surprised if we see this being reused as the movie Carnage down the line, to be honest, because of this raised sculpt. So similarly, the movie Venom has raised sculpt, so I wouldn't be too surprised if we seen a later wave with this same figure, or more or less the same, and then with an alternate head that looks like the movie Carnage, or even a Woody Harrelson head. So I like this symbol as well too, that's in the middle of his head. It looks really creepy, and I think this Carnage does look really nice with the toenails as well too, poking out, and the various different tendrils. I think that's looking really cool. Obviously we have Phage here. I think we're starting to round out our symbiote crew, our symbiote crew, whatever way you want to say it. So I think we're missing Riot at the minute, and this looks really nice as well too. The black and yellow looks really nice. He comes with a kind of sword accessory, and then he obviously has then his backpack type thing here. I love the screaming head on him as well too, with his teeth exposed, and he looked really angry. So yeah, that looks like a nice one. We're moving into the weaker territory, in my opinion. This Miles Morales symbiote Spider-Man, it looks okay. It's not something I'm interested in. The posability looks nice. Surprised in a way that they didn't give him an adult body and do it off that new Spider-Man body, but I suppose they're trying to use this old body, this old Miles Morales body, as much as they can before they update that one eventually. Again, still has the pins like the other figures as well, so kind of surprised to see that as well, considering this seems to be a newly molded arm as well too. So surprised to see that now. We have this Ghost Spider, so as far as I know, this is Gwen Stacy with the old Venom symbiote attached. Looks quite similar reuse I suppose from the previous figure. The tongue coming out of the hood looks nice and all, but it's not a figure for me. I'm not interested in this one at all. I can understand that this character has its fans, but it's not for me. And then we have the last character then, and it's Morbius. So this Morbius is coming from Maximum Carnage as well too, as far as I know. And I have to say I like the classic Morbius a lot more. So I don't know whether I'm going to upgrade. I probably won't upgrade my original Morbius. I actually love that classic looking Morbius that they've done a number of years ago now. And while this looks more windswept, there's not enough in this, I don't think, to kind of make me buy it on this one. Excuse the pun. So yeah, that's again, no pinless technology being used here. So it's strange that they've talked about it a lot in their shows, and now they've recently just not kind of implemented into some of the figures. So maybe it's a wait and see type of thing, to wait and see how Logan and Hawkeye get on, and the likes of Storm as well too. So I'm excited for these figures. This is the one that really made me most excited. Funnily enough, I'm absolutely loving this, and the scale that they showed in the live stream as well too looks really nice. I think the scaling of it makes him look tall, and he would stand nicely amongst the other figures. So it'd be interesting to see how he stands alongside Tom Holland's Spider-Man, because I'd say a lot of people are going to put him up against him, and going to see how that looks. Maybe with the Marvel Legends build of Vulture as well too, with the wingsuit, you could see a lot of people standing with him, and then maybe Mysterio as well, to kind of flesh out our movie verse rogue gallery, because I do believe that this Tom Hardy Venom is going to end up facing off against Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I think it's only a matter of time, and I think it will happen within the next film or two. I'm really looking forward to this though. This for me now is the biggest reveal, and really came out of nowhere, because they seem to be driving a lot with the Fox X-Men, and to see this guy now coming out, it looks really, really exciting. And then obviously, last but not least, is this Haslab creation. I think this is going to be very interesting, and with the amount of accessories, particularly with the heads, and then you have your tendrils, you have the two figures. I think it's probably well worth. Well, in euros, it's going to be about €400, and it's close enough to that as well, too, in dollars. Do I think it's worth it? I personally think I would have liked to see it at maybe the 300 range. Personally, I think that would have been just about right, considering I've seen Transformers in the past that are 2 feet tall and have electronics like Metroplex, and they haven't been over the $200 and €200 mark. So to see this guy go that high is kind of strange, but I think they're gauging it to see what will happen. This will probably be my biggest Marvel Legend figure, because I don't think I would be going for the Celestials personally myself. But anyway, I think this Haslab Sentinel looks excellent. I doubt that they're going to reissue it down the line. They could do with animated X-Men colours. They could change it up a little bit, because I don't think Hasbro are going to let these molds go to waste after a while. But I think this looks exceptional, to be honest, and I think I will back it by next week and just be rather safe than sorry, because I think on the aftermarket we've seen it with the sail barge, we will see it with Haslab's Unicron, and I think we will see it with this figure, that this figure is going to absolutely be very sought after the fact, and it'll go for upwards of $700, $1,000, I think personally, because people will just want them then at that stage when they have a bit of cash to spend. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Really interesting reveals. The three guys that are running the Marvel Legends side of things are absolutely fantastic. They're so committed, they're so interested, and it's great to see. I know they were a little bit disappointed about the Venom Wave getting leaked late last night, but I think with the reveals that they came up with this, I suppose the likes of the Venom, the Deadpool Venom, and then obviously I think this reveal as well with the Sentinels, I think got a lot of people pumped, and it's great to see, and I hope that they keep doing these type of live streams to see these passionate live streams, and I hope the Power Rangers live streams take note of this one, because this one was really pumped and the guys were really, really good on this one. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Make sure you like the video, make sure you share the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later. Good luck.